Okay, so this is a quick view basically of how to operate our web page, particularly for those of you who are new to GGC and to working in MyCourses or Brightspace or D2L or whatever one wishes to call it. It's gone through multiple incarnations. This is our homepage, and it has the welcome announcement with the videos for the syllabus and for this video and for things going on for the first day of class, etc. What you're more concerned about right now are these right here at the top, where it says content, syllabus, materials and media, activities, Zoom, grades, class list, course tools, etc. Okay, so content is where you're going to have all of the weekly things laid out. In the first part of content, the most important stuff, you'll see the syllabus. That was the version that I had in the video. Up here, where it says syllabus, you'll also see the syllabus. And as I said before, if you've looked at that, then you'll know that it's all the same information. It's just in different order. And they're now requiring that we post one of these about the middle of the term before the term that syllabus is for, so that people have time to look at it when they're registering for classes. All right, so in the content thing then, most important stuff, you're going to get this video, how to navigate our MyCourses page. You're going to get the rubric for discussions, as in what I'm looking for and how I grade them. There's a really good document here on bias and historiography, which we'll be talking about a lot when we start talking about primary sources. Critical thinking information and links, how and when to cite, particularly important for the AP, for all the things that you need to cite. You can read through it. It gives you examples. I've given you examples of how to cite in AP format. It also has this really good piece by Kahneman on the illusions of pundits, which is to help you learn to understand that just because somebody says a lot of stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're making a good or cogent argument. It's a very good and important thing, I think, to read and think about now more than ever. And then also my late policy. Then over here, we also have a thing on plagiarism so that you can read through it. Plagiarism.org is an excellent place to explain what it is. It's also, of course, in the syllabus. Primary, secondary, and tertiary sources, what they are, which is very important because you're going to be using all three actually through this course. Your textbook, the American Yawp, is a tertiary source. The Lepore, These Truths, is a secondary source. And your primary sources are, of course, documents that were written in the past by someone who was living through that time period and writing about it. So we will talk about that in more detail once we start getting into the CTEs in week 3. Then we also have a section on historiography and what historiography is. There are some really, really good videos in here, and also a really good explanation of what these different things are: historical orthodoxy, revisionism, and post-revisionism. Because we'll be talking about all of those as well. So I encourage you to, anytime you have a question, go look in this most important stuff section. And this is a lot of the stuff we'll be doing in this first week. In week 2, we're going to get to America before the Europeans. So this is a nice little introductory thing that I do with it. These are additional little pieces of information that will help you with what we're going to be talking about and what's going on in Europe and in the Americas before the Europeans arrived. Week 3, first contacts when the Europeans began to arrive and what happens between them and other Europeans, but also among Native Americans and Africans who will be brought over as well. Week 4, the British colonies, and it will be right after this that we will be into the first test, right? All right, so all of these will have your brief introduction to the section. I will also be posting what you'll be reading for the week in these sections so that you will know. All right, with that in mind, the next most important thing is going to be the activities. And this is where you're going to go for the drop boxes for the CTEs under assignments, for the discussion posts under discussions, and here we go, here's the, I do know why I left that up so that you did have a chance to see it. And I'll go through it on Tuesday with you. But we also have a discussion on the syllabus that we will be doing on Tuesday, the first day. So I'll include that in the email that I send to you. But these are where your discussions are, and then the quizzes are where the tests are going to be. And those are basically the only three that you're going to need to worry about over much. Now, to Zoom, to come to class on Tuesday and Thursdays, which you will need to do, you will go to the Zoom link. And once you're there, there will be an actual link for an upcoming meeting. I will set this up probably on Monday. It'll have the start time at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, etc. And you'll have a link to click that will take you to it. Previous meetings or cloud recordings are where you're going to want to go to see if you miss a class. That's where the recording of it will be, because I will record all of the classes that we have. But like I said, you'll go to upcoming meetings, you'll go to the link and click on it. It will open a separate Zoom window for you so that you can join the class. All right, your grades, there's a grade book set up here. I'm still working with it, so I'm not going to show it to you right now, but I will try to keep everything as up to date as I possibly can so that you'll have some sense of what's going on. And then class list, if you need to get in touch with me, my email is there. And I think for most of you, I think you also have all of each other's emails in there as well. So this is basically, again, what your page is going to look like. And those are the things that you're going to need to get around from place to place in it. You can instant message me. I don't actually encourage that because I don't often see these until I'm actually in the page. Email, I do check regularly, so it's a good idea to just use that for getting hold of me. All right, if you have any questions about anything here, let me know. Your calendar will also have your dates in it of when things are due. And you'll notice that with a lot of these discussions, it'll be a discussion point. It'll be on the Monday. That's because it doesn't close until you do. It doesn't close until Monday night. Your top post is due by Thursday night, and it should be based off the draft that you give to me at the end of class on Thursday. But you still have the 3 days to respond to your peers. So the discussions do not close until Monday. That does not mean your top post can go in Monday. It can't. That's an automatic 0. If you're going to be late with the top post, you need to email me and let me know why so that I can decide whether I'm going to count off for it or not. Probably I won't, but it is better to email me and be sure. Otherwise, it's 10% per day until Sunday. And then after Sunday, it doesn't matter. All right, if you have any questions about how this operates, let me know, and I will do my best to answer them.